And then even I'm gonna read off a few stats because I think, obviously you coming in and being the head of Rock Nation, football division, female NFL agents make up less than 5% of the NFLPA, certified, and then also 3% with total active, players playing. And so just hearing those numbers and hearing those, so statistics to till this day, and then, being handed the keys to Rock Nation football division, just talk about, what that meant to you and then also what that meant to just, anyone following you.
I mean, it was life changing. And honestly, the opportunity I got here at Rock Nation, I have to say, it was the principals here that really believed in me and took a leap of faith. So I'm incredibly and eternally indebted to them for believing in me. Our CEO at Rock Nation is a woman, Desiree Perez. She runs everything relative to Rock Nation, and by virtue of us being a subsidiary in sports, she runs sports as well. And every venture that Jay has is really, has Desiree at the helm. And so I think this company in particular thinks outside of the box and isn't afraid to take a chance on not just the clients that we sign on the roster, but even on the talent they bring in to represent their clients. And I think they look at good people who they can entrust to take care of the clients the way they want us to. That was so important to the principals here, that this was more than just a job, that whoever they brought in, that this was going to be really like a vocation in a life, because that's what we preach to our clients, that this is 24/7, and we don't work with dozens and dozens of athletes because we want to be able to give them the kind of attention that they deserve. And we want it to be different than the other agencies that just go out and represent hundreds of players, really.
You mentioned Desiree, and obviously I reached out to my guys, like I mentioned, to get some inside info. And Romeo, mentioned Desiree, and just how much of a mentor she's been to you, how much she's helped you along your journey. Kind of just shine light on that relationship and how impactful she's been to not only you but also to Rock Nation that you touched on.
Yeah, well, she leads by example, so she's the first one in the building and the last one out. Every day. She will have a meeting at 6:30 in the morning if necessary, and that she doesn't bat an eyelash at that. That's very standard for her in her day. And so I think just seeing the dedication she has to the work and the clients, you can't help but be inspired by it and want to give back and do the same, because she's doing it at such a high level with so many. Everyone on the music side and the sports side, she deems her clients. So if I can do it with a group of 10 players, I should be able to if she's doing it with 100. Right. So definitely inspires me, and just her enthusiasm in the company. And she's constantly finding new ways for us to get better and to kind of disrupt and do something different that no one else is doing.
I think this next question is very important, obviously for you, but also Rock Nation and what Jay-Z has done, his partnership with the NFL, and, knowing that there's few women in the NFL culture, and obviously the Daniel Snyder situation that's going on, currently. How can we as a society progress and make sure, women's voices are heard within facilities around the league, and then also just, around the world?
Mm-hmm. I think that there's been progress. So even though there's still those news stories that come out, and it's still going on, that there's a lot of negative workplace kind of environments out there for women. I think to balance that and to be positive, there's been a lot of change too. You've seen teams, I think, make more of a concerted effort to bring women in to positions of power, whether it's the Raiders doing it, through ownership, like the Buffalo Bills and their ownership. And then on the broadcasting side, and like I mentioned, my friend Shannon Furman, who she moved up to executive producer and director of Hard Knocks and Hey Rookie. So there's definitely women who've made a difference in the space. And I think continuing to do that and showcase women who are doing it so that young women coming up can see that these are attainable jobs. You don't have to feel like, well, it's not possible because look at the statistics, it's 5% female agents. I think the more they see the women who are agents, and you see that there's a handful of female agents now in the NFL who have done great work at a very high level with high profile players. And you didn't see that 10 years ago. So there's been progress made. And I think we just have to continue to work towards that. And women within the league need to continue to help younger women who are building as well. So I try and, from an intern standpoint, or just even if someone reaches out to me and wants to get advice, try and be a mentor and give back the same way it was done for me as I was coming up in the business.
Right.